Okay, you might hear the wind howling out there. I don't have my microphone with the dead cat hooked up to it. Yes, that's what it's called, a dead cat. Anyway, after 15 to 18 hours of trying to do the doors and getting nowhere, I went and used a mechanical stripper. And these are the bottom 4 doors that were completely covered and coated in that enamel paint or lacquer, excuse me. And this is not, and again, when you get into the corners and things like that, that's smooth as glass in there, or smooth as wood, because that is pigment I just can't remove without scoring the wood. See the gouges that are in there? That's gonna take body filler. Just a small skim coat to smooth that out. Up here, this is pretty much cleaned and no problems on here. So it looks pretty good. Now let me show you the other doors. Okay, so these are the glass doors. If you remember, these were also loaded with pigment and some deep set paint in the grooves. So this is all 4 of the top doors that go on the china cabinet, including the original glass that's in there. Let's get up to some detail here. If you get in on the detail, this is some of the stuff I've been working with. And I'm using a tool. Just let's see, we can get to some detail here. Using a tool like this just to kind of clear out the grooves in the corners. And when you get in and you look tight, you see that's all that's waiting for now is a final sanding, but it's smooth. It's very smooth to the touch. So I clean those out as much as I can because there's basically 100 years worth of paint. I'm assuming this cabinet's 1920 to 1930. But that's those doors, and then we'll take a look at today's project. I'll show you what we're gonna do now. First things first, we're gonna take some 80 grit sandpaper and the palm sander and just apply it to these drawers to take some of the grooves out from some of the mild scraping we did on this and get them all to basically one tone, one color, so I can start to now get primer on. And then after I do that, we're gonna switch over to the big box and see what we can get done on this one. There's not as much to do on there as it looks. Okay, here's the drawers with some very quick sanding. Smooth, I mean rough in the sense that it's 80 grit, but we'll move to a 120, 240, finish it off at 400, and then we'll use steel wool in between coats of paint and primer. So that's done, and now we're gonna move on to the big beast, that thing. Okay, first round of 80 grit sandpaper on the cabinet, the stiles, the base, the lines, everything. Excellent. Compared to what we just had a few minutes ago, the top where the Greek key was, I'm gonna leave that smooth and not cut into the enamel or the lacquer. I just roughed the coat so it would accept some paint. So a little bit of detail sanding on this, and I'm gonna move the piece over here with all the doors and the drawers, and then bring out the base and get started on that. I'm excited.